So, good evening, YouTube. Today, we're going to talk about the truths of 3D printing, especially if you're a beginner. Welcome back to the channel, and let's just get right into it. So, you got yourself a 3D printer for the holidays, and you want to start printing immediately. That's great, but hold on. There's a few things you need to know as a beginner before you get started that most people won't mention. The first thing I'll cover is not all 3D printers are the same. You have good ones and you have bad ones. I'm going to be a little biased here, but Bamboo Lab probably, in my opinion of course, is the best printer by far. They're the easiest for beginners. Right out of the box, it takes about 15 to 20 minutes before you're doing your first print. It does all of the bed leveling, all of the calibrations itself. You don't have to tune anything in. You just plug in a couple wires and you're good to go. You also have FlashForge and Creality. These are also very good printers, and they're cheap. They're about $200, $250 for a beginner model, and you can go up from there. But I would just suggest, if you're just beginning, just starting out, go put something about $200, $250 and get an A1 or an A1 Mini. That'll be fine for right now. Filament. Let's go into filament. You need something to print. So your filament is going to come in all types of colors. There's going to be silk, there's going to be multicolored, there's going to be different types like PLA and PETG and ASA. Now these are all different types, and you can do all different types of prints with them. As a beginner, I do suggest that you just stick with PLA or PETG starting out. It's the easiest to work with, and you're not going to have to do a lot of setting changes in your slicer to get them to print right. Like I said, they come in great range of colors and sizes. You can get a 250 gram roll all the way up to 5 kilogram rolls. But just starting out, a 1 kilogram roll, single color, you should be fine until you start learning how to actually load the filament, get it to extrude properly, and print properly. You're also going to run into problems, unfortunately. You're going to have problems like bed adhesion, extrusion, clogs, warping, failed prints. Even some of your prints are going to come loose. They're going to look like they're doing fine, and then halfway through they're just going to start moving all across the plate of the 3D printer. It's going to happen. Don't get discouraged. Just fail the print and start over. One thing you can do, make sure your build plate is always clean. Always wash it with soap and water, which I use Dawn dish soap and warm water. Let it dry completely, and do not touch the plate after it's clean. After every print that I do, I use rubbing alcohol, 90% rubbing alcohol and a microfiber cloth. I'll wipe it down, and that usually takes care of 90% of my adhesion problems. If I am still having problems, I will use a glue stick, and I will roll it on to the bed plate, and that usually takes care of it all. But you will have some failed prints, and you will have some warping. It's all part of learning, and you will get to the point where those are very few and far between problems. So just stick with it. It gets better. Another point that I would like to point out is that most beginners think that you just hit print and it'll print out, be done, ready to go. That's not always true. I'd say about 90% of the time, be it priming or painting, there's always going to be a little something that needs to be done to make your print ready. You're going to have layer lines, especially on the top of your prints, like on top of a domed print or a ball or a spear. You're going to see these layer lines, And with experience, you'll learn how to reduce those layer lines. But there will always be something you need to do. Assembly. When your prints come off, you're going to have some prints that print in multiple parts. Now, these parts are going to fit very tight, and they're made that way. A lot of these designers don't like using glue, so what they'll do is they will make their tolerances very close, and they will snap together, but it's going to be very tight. Just don't get over anxious and break off anything. So say you find a model on Thingiverse or MakerWorld, and you want to print it. So when you send it, more than likely these are going to be good prints, and they're going to print just fine with very little post-production when they're done. But keep in mind, there are bad files that are not sliced properly or not designed properly, and they're going to fail. I've had that happen several times. So just keep that in mind, that it is a possibility you will get a failed print. There are also paid and free STLs. STLs, you can get paid ones, and they're going to be more detailed. They're going to be better quality, for lack of better terminology. They're really going to work really well. Your free STLs, I'm not knocking them, because I have printed out several STLs that are wonderful that are for free. But I tend to have less luck with those. Those are the ones that will kind of mess up during printing. And the paid ones, it seems like the designers take a little bit more time in making sure things are right. I want to talk about one designer that I actually joined a Patreon for him. And his name is Fulv, F-U-L-V, and it's Fulv 3D. Now, the models that he does are incredible. They're large models, and they do take a considerable amount of time to print. The last model, the one I'm actually going to show you tonight, took a week, 7 to 8 days to print, and I had 3 printers running. And the detail, the way everything snaps together is perfect. I think I only had one reprint on this entire model, which came in multiple plates over a course of a week. But he is the one that I chose to join his Patreon, and he keeps current. He puts out models quite often. But this is the print right here. This is called Dracula's Castle. And as you can see, the model is very detailed. I took a couple different shots of it. But again, if you're looking for a designer, Fulv would be one, but like I said, he is a paid designer. So you can go either join his Patreon directly, or you can go on Things and join his Patreon through there. Or if you don't want to join his Patreon, you can just go to Cults 3D, download, and pay for one of his models there. But that's pretty much all I really wanted to go over tonight. So have any of you ever experienced any of these problems yet, if you're just starting out? If you have, leave a comment. And if you have any questions, ask me. I'll do my best to answer them. If it's a question about the filament itself or the printers or any models that I may suggest, leave a comment and I'll be sure to let you know. But for right now, be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you again. Thanks.